If everything keeps coming back to you, the questions, the rework, the almost finished projects, I have news for you. It's not your team, it's you. And I don't mean that as a criticism. What it actually means is you have so much more control than you realize. Because if you are the reason it's happening, you also get to be the reason that it stops. And right now, you are probably doing what you have been taught will make you a good leader. Let me know if this tracks for you. You step in when things go off track, right? You are helping that train get back on where it needs to go. You make yourself available while you're in meetings, while you're supposed to be out to lunch, even in the evenings when you're supposed to be home with your family. You are explaining things so thoroughly. And when they don't understand or they don't get it done, you assume that means that you need to go into even more depth next time. And you pick up the slacks. You pull up those sleeves anytime that stuff starts to go wrong. And on paper, that does look like good leadership. But in reality, it is why you are working longer hours. It's why you're fixing all of their finished work and why you're carrying your laptop or those emails on your phone into those most important moments that you really don't want to miss. You're being a good leader. Good leaders fill in all of those gaps so that nothing leaks, nothing falls through the cracks. But exceptional leaders just operate differently. And it's because they understand a few things that most people don't. So, first, exceptional leaders know that it is their job to facilitate the team finding the answers. Most good leaders, they want to jump in with solutions. So you'll hear them say, or maybe you're saying yourself, here's what I would do. Let me just show you what to do next. And that works, right? It is fast, but it trains your team to always be coming back to you every single time. Exceptional leaders, they don't do that. Exceptional leaders say things like, what options have you considered? And what do you think success looks like in this situation? They don't remove the problem, they build a person who can solve it. The second thing that exceptional leaders know is that their team is accountable for the work. The leader is accountable to the team. A good leader tries to prove their value by doing the work. They stay late, they jump in, they make sure that everything gets done. But exceptional leaders prove their value differently. They do it by setting the tone, right? They're focused during the workday on specific priorities that will move the needle. They're not going to model chaos for the team. They are going to expect clarity. Because exceptional leaders know that their team will mirror what they themselves tolerate and what they demonstrate. And if you're always finishing just one more thing in the evenings, your team assumes that that is the standard. All right. And finally, exceptional leaders know that you don't turn leadership on and off. A lot of people treat leadership like it is a role you step into, but exceptional leaders don't. They identify as a leader everywhere. They're a leader at home when they don't do everything for their kids. They teach them how to think, how to decide, how to take ownership. They lead in their community by not waiting to be told what to do or being asked to step in. They create clarity and they actually move things forward. And they lead in their relationships because they don't avoid the hard conversations. They communicate in a way that creates trust and direction. Because leadership isn't a title, it's not a name tag you can take on and take off. It is how you show up consistently. So if you are constantly reworking projects, if you're constantly answering the same questions again and again, or stepping back in when stuff gets tough, it's not because your team isn't capable. It's because somewhere along the way, you took ownership of something that was never meant to be yours. And now everything is flowing through you. And if you have been striving to be a good leader, you have been working more hours at all hours of the day, through your lunch breaks and in the evenings, and you have been trying to care more about your team and get more on a personal basis with them, if you've tried to be a good leader by just being available 24 hours a day, I have great news. It does not take more, because your level of effectiveness as a leader isn't measured in how many things and people you touch. It is measured in how well someone can act when you're not there. And right now, too much still requires you. But when you change that, when you can step out of it and you have created leaders around you, everything changes, because you stop being the middle. Your team, they can start thinking instead of asking. They can start delivering instead of checking in with you. And they can start owning instead of handing everything back. And you, my friend, then get your time back, because nobody stopped just because you stepped away. Because you finally led in a way that made you critical to the strategy, but unnecessary in the day-to-day. And that is what the Lead Like You Mean It Masterclass is all about. So if you are ready to stop compensating with your time and your effort and start leading in a way that actually works, I would love to have you join.